Hey, I'm Christopher John Farley, a senior editor at the Wall Street Journal. Tonight my guest is Victoria Justice. She's the star of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Let's Do the Time Warp Again, which is airing on Fox. Thanks for coming to the Wall Street Journal.
Thanks for having me.
Now that title is a mouthful. Where did that come from? Why did they have to make it so long?
I think because they wanted to, make it clear that we're not trying to do like a remake of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I mean, it essentially is a remake, but it's a bit of a reimagining of it. So to add Let's Do the Time Warp Again, I think is kind of paying homage to the original.
Of course, you play Janet in the new version of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, a part that was made famous by another actress people might have heard of, Susan Sarandon.
Yes.
Now, stepping into such big shoes, I mean, were you intimidated at all? And did you hear from her, or did you try to emulate her performance in any way? What was your approach?
I think more than anything, I was just excited to be playing the role. I had not talked to her before I filmed it. But I met her afterwards.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, she was really sweet. She gave me a hug and said that she's excited to see it. You know, Susan did such a great job with the original, and it's such a cult classic and is so iconic. So I didn't want to watch it too many times because I didn't want to copy exactly what she did. But I did want to pay homage to like certain specific spots that, you know, are either referenced in a call out or are just so signature to the film. But at the same time, I did kind of put my own little twist on certain things too and find new moments.
It's nicer than Betty Monroe had. Now we're engaged and I'm so glad that you met Mom and you know Dad. I've one thing to say and that's Brad. I'm mad for you too.
And of course, the original Rocky Horror Picture Show came out in 1975, well, long before you were born. It's become a cult classic. It's made over $100 million. What do you think your version brings to the whole table that's new?
We have a much bigger budget than the original one had.
Okay.
So I think we were able to modernize it in some cool ways. It's much more colorful than the original version, I would say. There are new costumes. Frankenfurter has kind of been reimagined with Miss Laverne Cox playing the role. There's new choreography. The time warp is a totally different thing. But the script is exactly the same, and the music's the same. It's just kind of new production.
What was the hardest scene in the new version for you to pull off, do you think?
The weather conditions were so tough. Like, we filmed in Toronto and it was really cold, and we were filming at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and the rain machines we had were not heated. So in between every take, I was like shivering and I couldn't feel my hands, and it was crazy.
Now, of course, the original version has so many fans. Have you heard from fans of the original version? There's a lot of participation from the crowd. People are very devoted to it. What have you heard back from actual fans of the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
We invited a bunch of like the die-hard midnight showing Rocky Horror fans to the premiere, and they seemed to really love it. They got all the jokes where we were kind of paying homage to the original, and they really enjoyed that, and I think they liked what we did with the music as well. So that was really cool. I mean, because it's such a cult classic, there's definitely a large group of people that are like, they should never remake a cult classic. Like, what are they doing? This is going to be terrible. But at the end of the day, I think it's really cool that we're going to be able to introduce it to a new generation of fans. And we're actually honoring the fans of Rocky Horror in the movie. Like, they're an actual character. We cut back and forth to them being in a theater watching us and, you know, using props and yelling call-outs at the screen. So it was cool to have that interactive aspect.
Now, I also found your casting interesting because, you know, of course, you're known, you have roots in Nickelodeon, a very wholesome image. And one thing about the Rocky Horror Picture Show, it's all about crossing lines and challenging some society boundaries.
Yeah.
Were you worried at all about changing your image, about messing up your image from what people have thought of you in the past?
No, not at all. I was so ready to do something like this. I wasn't even looking for a project where I was like, yeah, I want to be like half naked and, you know, do crazy stuff and show people that I'm an adult now. Like, that wasn't what was going on in my head. I really just wanted to do something that I was excited about. And I've been a fan of Rocky Horror for such a long time. And, you know, I think a lot of the fans who grew up watching me on Nickelodeon have grown up with me. So a lot of them are in their 20s and around my age. And I think they're going to be ready to see me in something that's more mature and edgier.
Laverne Cox, what was she like to work with?
She was great. I love working with Laverne. She is super focused and hardworking and just really fierce and and fearless. She really just went for it, and she has such a big personality in person. She's a lot of fun.
This is going to be on Fox. It's going to be on at 8 p.m. It's going to be, a lot of kids will be up watching. Well, who's it really for, do you think? Who can really handle this new version of the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
I think everyone can handle it. I mean, I think it's probably geared more towards people and their teens and like young adults and older. It's going to be cool for a younger generation, like I said, to kind of be exposed to it in this new way. And it is the Rocky Horror Picture Show at the end of the day, so it's still a little bit naughty. And we're definitely pushing the envelope a bit for a movie that's going to be on network television. But
was there anything you said, I don't want to do that goes too far?
No, not at all.
You're up for anything?
Yeah, I was kind of game for anything. Yeah.
And what's next for your career? I mean, so you're appearing in this. You've had hit shows on TV before. Is there more music coming from you? More movies? More TV shows? What's next for you?
Hopefully, all of the above. I have a holding and development deal with Fox to either create a new show with them or to jump on to an existing show that they've developed on their own. And then I've also started working on music more again. I've been writing and I've been back in the studio recording, and I can't wait for people to hear my new music.
Do you see yourself more as a singer, as an actress, as both? I mean, which way do you see your career going in the end?
I don't know. I see myself as both. I think they're always going to be a part of my career, because it's just a part of who I am and what I love. I couldn't choose between the two. It would be too hard.
Victoria Justice, the star of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Let's do the time warp again. Thanks for coming to the Wall Street Journal. Appreciate it.
Thank you.